Emotions, energy in motion. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Understanding our emotions and how they affect us along our spiritual journey. Hi everyone, I'm Elizabeth Blackwell. If you're seeing my face for the first time, I specialize in setting sacred spaces and helping you along your journey to become your highest and greatest self. So let's get started. I'm going to repeat that phrase again because I like it so much. Emotions are energy in motion. And as we go along this journey to discover who we are, our place in this world, what we want to create, and how we want to affect this world around us, our emotions can serve as such a key indicator on the directions we want to go, as well as where we're getting resistance from. Our emotions serve as one of the key indicators along our spiritual journey. They will help us to understand more deeply what are our needs, what are our desires, what are our beliefs, what are our blockages. All of those things that make up that understanding of who we are at our deep core self. But within this process, the first point that I want to make is it is so key to regularly throughout our day check in and have an understanding of how are we truly feeling. Not only here, but here. To having an understanding where our mind is, how we're feeling, but then also how is that affecting our body. And we need to have regular points throughout the day where we check in. And so this will then serve as a guidance for you as you go along this journey to understand where you're being pulled. As you go throughout your day and you're doing different activities, or you're interacting or connecting with different people, you want to take note of what your emotions are and how you're feeling. Because if you are doing an activity and you're struggling through it, or it brings you down, or sadness, well then it's really good at that point in time to check in and go, why am I feeling this way? Is this a mundane task that I just have to get through? Or is this something that is bothering me for a specific reason? And the opposite is very important too. That when we're doing something or connecting with somebody, if that lifts us and makes us happy, then we need to take note of that, because that is then the pull in that direction that you need to do more of that or interact more with that person, that is naturally lifting you to a higher and better place. So that then kind of takes me to my second point, which is taking note of and understanding what is affecting our emotions. So when we walk into a space, how does that make us feel? Or when we interact with a person, how do they make us feel? When we do an activity? Because there's so many influences on our emotions. They can absolutely be a physiological thing, that when you understand that the emotions that we go through are at its core being chemical reactions that are happening in our brain and in our body, then that is the starting point to understanding of how we can be an effect on our emotions. But taking note of, as we go throughout our day, what are our surroundings? Who are we with? What are the activities that we're doing? And how do those things make us feel are absolutely key to understanding how to then regularly be in a space where we are more uplifted and in that better place. The last area that I want to cover here is how we can have an effect on our emotions. I talk so emphatically about how important it is to be mindful and set intentions. When we set an intention to have a positive mindset, it will affect us in such wonderful ways. It will help us to focus on positive outcomes. Remember, where focus goes, energy flows. It helps us to have an understanding of how positive things can come out of negative circumstances. And I'm going to give an example here of maybe you're going through a breakup or some other circumstance to which you find is affecting you negatively and affecting you emotionally in a negative way. When you can flip that and say, yes, I'm sad about this, but I can focus on what positive outcomes can come from this. If you're going through a breakup or any other negative circumstance, you can focus on what the positives may be. Now you can focus on, I'll have time and attention and freedom. I'll have the ability to connect with somebody else. Things along those lines. But a positive mindset will also naturally reduce our stress and anxiety. And the last thing I'm going to point out here is that a positive mindset will also increase our motivation. It'll help us to get more done, which then will again increase those positive emotions. Hopefully this video helped you out along your journey. If it did, I would absolutely love it if you'd hit the like button and even subscribe, because it really does help out small channels like this. And so I just want you to know that I am sending you so much light and love, my friends. Please stay well.